Well, Sixer fans, one game into the season, which was a scheduled loss, by the way, and we're already under investigation by the NBA because of Embiid's status or lack of for the season opener. All because Sixer management, after 10 plus years, is still clueless. So let's begin with the medical update. I reported over 2 weeks ago that Embiid was probably hurt, but Sixer management attempted to hide it from the fans because, heaven forbid, that injury report might cut into ticket sales. But what's worse is to use a load management excuse at the beginning of the season, which is an idiotic reason. And I kind of feel sorry for Nick Nurse having to be the face of this franchise and deal with the media. If you listen to Nurse speak, it's obvious that he didn't believe what he was instructed to say. Both Paul George and Joel Embiid are progressing. Are you kidding me? I could have given that report. Now, regarding the investigation, the NBA has always had it in for the Sixers ever since their tanking. And I refuse to say trust the process because, number one, the process failed. And number two, anyone that trusts this organization's personnel decision making probably sent money to get their inheritance from Nigeria. Now, I assume the NBA is investigating now because the league is tightly integrated with gambling. So if the Sixer fan base or national fan base, for that matter, is being lied to, it could affect the betting and the gambling market in general. Anyway, Josh Harris is probably sidetracked with his new toy in Washington. Now, Embiid's in a no-win situation. If he's legitimately hurt, again, which is what, the umpteenth time? Now, I can't believe that he's not simply being load managed after only playing in the Olympics less than 2 months ago. Even Embiid can't get that out of shape that fast. That being said, if it just is a load management related issue, Embiid really looks soft. And this happens after signing a huge extension and to be held out on opening night of all nights. The Sixers will probably announce down the road that he was hurt and they'll be fined by the NBA, and that'll be that. Now, regarding the game analysis of the Milwaukee game, I hope some of you gambling types made some money on what I considered a scheduled loss. StatGeek pointed out that the Sixers only shot 25% from three, and although the Sixers did pull in 17 offensive boards, they couldn't finish inside because they were too small. Now, Milwaukee is big up front with Lopez, Giannis, and Bobby Portis off the bench, but with both Embiid and Paul George out, the Sixers are undersized and don't have enough skilled offensive players to compensate for their lack of size. Now, Nurse figured out by the second half he can't have both Drummond and KJ Martin on the court at the same time. Nurse installed a five-out offense to keep the lane open. Now, the premise of a five-out offense is that the offensive player can either shoot or take the defender off the dribble. Now, this offense would be much more efficient assuming Embiid and Paul George are healthy, along with Oubre, Maxey, and Caleb Martin. The Sixers, with those five, they're all five offensively oriented good players. Did I say that right? Yeah. Anyway, with both Embiid and George out, defensive teams don't have to worry about Drummond or Martin beating anyone off the dribble or shooting from the outside. So defenders can sag as Milwaukee did, making Maxey's life miserable. As he shot 10 for 31, Maxey felt he probably had to take every shot for them to have a chance to score. Now, I hope if Nurse does anything, he gives KJ Martin's minutes to Ricky Council IV and some combination of Gordon and Lowry's minutes to McCain. Both Council and McCain are multiple offensive threats. They can shoot from the outside and drive to the basket, and they both are fearless. Now, if the Sixers are going to play small, I'd rather see the younger players get the minutes. But then again, Morey signed both Martin and Gordon, so good luck with that wish. Now, regarding the Embiid frustration, Sixer fans, get over it. It is what it is. Now, I'm someone I've watched every Sixer star get traded, and trust me, the Sixers will never get return value for Embiid. At least Embiid wants to be here. Once any star is unhappy with their present situation, let me give an example, Charles Barkley. The team has to move him, and the team will never get market value. any old-time Sixer fans, you remember the contributions Andrew Perry, Tim Lang, or Jeff Hornacek made here? The star players have all the power. Now, for the Sixer fans that attended the games, that actually go to the games, we have the Section 124 report. Now, opening night was underwhelming as the Sixers were simply outmanned. One season ticket holder told me that opening night was the only night he didn't sell his tickets if the game was on Wednesday night because he likes to stay home and watch AEW wrestling live. Go figure that. But he went to the game and he had to watch a clunker. Now, by the way, Philadelphia City Council introduced a bill for the new Sixers Stadium to be built downtown, so we'll see where that goes. Now, the closing category I've got is where are they now? As I cover ex-Sixers around the league. Now, last Wednesday night, every Philly fan's favorite, Ben Simmons, shot 3 for 4. He had 5 rebounds, 8 assists. Oh, yeah, 6 turnovers. And oh, yeah, the Nets lost to Atlanta. Now, typical James Harden. James choked. He shot 10 for 29, 12 assists, 8 rebounds, and oh, yeah, a loss to Phoenix. Now, Toby had a typical Sixer game for Detroit. He shot 6 for 13. He had 13 points. Oh, yeah, 0 points in the second half, and he was a minus 11. And oh, yeah, Detroit lost. Now, in that same game, B-Ball Paul was a DNP. Now, serious, a DNP for Detroit? Maury, get off your ass, call up Detroit, offer KJ Martin and Gordon to get B-Ball Paul back here. Now, in that same game, TJ McConnell for Indiana shot 7 for 8, and he had 14 points. Jimmy Butler scored only 3 points in 24 minutes as his Miami, they got blown out by Orlando. Now, I hate to say it because I can't stand the guy, but J.J. Redick did a real nice job in his first game coaching the Lakers. The Lakers were more balanced offensively. They shot threes. They played faster. And they beat one of my favorites out west in Minnesota. Now, for you gambling degenerates, how bad is Toronto if the Sixers are 5-point favorites as a road favorite coming up? Now, until next week, 10, 9, 8, 76ers.